Can we get a round of applause? Slow claps.
And I hope his
Because
confidence.
nobody can compare with Cristiano and
For the
Messi.
one.
Nobody.
Lionel Messi. It's the end of an era, boys. Oh, and girls. The end of an era. Look at him poised. This is a sign of our own age. And it's a sad time. Now there are some good things to look forward to, but all in all, Lionel Messi, his time is coming to an end, it seems like. They did a nice, beautiful trophy ceremony for the gentleman. Still a little bit of controversy hanging on the other end. I guess some of it's already cleared up, but we're just going to keep it football here. None of the drama. It's like this. Sometimes I do get annoyed. Obviously, football is a team sport, right? Like, yes, Lionel Messi is one of the best players we've ever seen grace a ball at his 2 feet, especially the left foot. But sometimes with these types of celebrations, it's just like, why don't you bring the team out? I guess it's harder said than done. But I mean, this guy also was one of the luckiest players ever, also, by playing on one of the best teams for about, I don't even know, 10 plus years. Pep Guardiola's Barcelona is probably the one of the best teams we'll ever see ever. Pray to the soccer lords and gods a team like that has developed again and brought to our beautiful fields. Because, man, you just have to admire those good old times. And I mean, I've always been a Manchester United supporter. So watching Barcelona demolish us anytime they got the chance was horrible, but beautiful at the same time. I mean, do you guys remember the old Barcelona teams? These are the teams that you took off work to watch. I mean, I was young, so I didn't work at that time. But man, when you could see them play on TV, as an American, it's just hard to really put it in perspective because you don't see that type of play style here growing up, or at least I didn't at the time. And then when you're exposed to it, it's like, what the, like, where have I been this whole time? Because this right here is beautiful. And Pep Guardiola, I mean, yes, he had all the players to do it. And that's kind of my point, right? Like, yes, the gems came out. Lionel Messi was able to bloom because he had ballers all around at any time. Iniesta, oh my gosh. So for me, Iniesta is my favorite player of all time. I'll eventually do a video on him because the world has to know. The world has to remember this guy, man. But Xavi, I mean, at times, oh my gosh, Pedro, that's a later on. David Villa. I mean, the list goes on. Deco, through this time alone, they won 5 titles in this time frame from 2009 to 2016, basically. I mean, just unstoppable. And also 3 Champions Leagues. Not simultaneously, but just they were hunters. They were coming to demolish anyone they were up against, and in classy style in most cases. So let me just run through the players from 2009 for Barcelona. Goalkeeper, we had Victor Valdez, Gerard Piqué, Marquez, Puyol, Xavi, Gunjonsen, Andres Iniesta, Eto'o, Messi, Boyan, Thierry Henry. Yes, he was in the later stages, but Thierry Henry, Jesus. Silvinho, Melito, Dani Alves in his prime, he was nasty. Eric Abidal, Yaya Toure. Ooh. Y'all don't know about Yaya Toure. Pedro, Sergio Busquets, and Victor Sandro. Sergio Busquets. I mean, players that played on this team, half of them are just legends. Okay, legend. I don't know if Pedro's a legend for the Spanish, but Busquets has to be a legend. Yaya Toure is a legend for me. Dani Alves, probably a legend. Thierry Henry for the French, obviously. Lionel Messi. Eto'o, I mean, Eto, probably he's up there. You know what I mean? He's up there. Definitely a legend. Andres Iniesta, legend. Xavi, Piqué. Well, I guess he's yeah. His legend card maybe have been stripped most recently, but Piqué and Valdez. I don't know if they would consider him a legend, but definitely he was solid throughout his time. And then a year after that, they got additions like David Villa and Macherano. I mean, the list can just keep going. So, man, a lot of credit definitely has to go to obviously the other figures. Of course, I'll never take away anything alone from Lionel Messi and what he's achieved, but something definitely has to be said and never forgotten, at least, about the teams that he played for throughout his time. And just to be on the opposite side, do we think Messi would be this good if he didn't? Or okay, we would, of course, he would be this good, but do we think that he would have won as many titles and trophies and honors if he did not play for the Barcelona team? I guess it's an answer we'll never know. Or in some games they make it seem like Lionel Messi's the only player on the field. And I mean, yes, he's one of the, if not the most influential player on the field at given times. But I mean, just reading through lists of players on the teams that he's been playing for, always some of the best teams. Always some of the best teams. Don't get times the competition has rivaled their teams, but in general, just through that Pep Guardiola dynasty, some of the best football I ever played. Most of the trophies were obviously won during this time. And we have seasons like 2008 through 2009, the treble winning season. The front three at this time was Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. I mean, we all know ballers. I would say where he does deserve a lot of credit and where I do feel that sometimes an individual player can bring you over the hump in all essence of the team sport. It has to be when he plays for Argentina because, I mean, sure, you can say what you want about the World Cup. Yeah, their path wasn't the hardest. And then, I don't know, a lot of PKs, yada, yada, yada. It's already done. He still deserves it just for football heritage purposes. You definitely can see where they are literally putting their hopes and dreams on one player and to continuously stay at a high level with so much pressure. I mean, it just has to be, I mean, it has to be studied sometime. I don't know how it can be studied, but just the ability to still go through and compete at a high level with another team, that is somewhat of a representation of how significant he really was and how truly of a good player he really was. So I'm not trying to take anything from Messi. I just think that sometimes the team aspect of it all gets overshadowed. Same with any other player. In a lot of cases, you know what I mean? They try to make these, these players have great PR, but I mean, at the end of the day, the best team is going to win, and that's all cases. Really, though, in the grand scheme of things, as far as the Barcelona play, I'm sure there are some more dedicated fans that can give me a much better illustration. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you've been watching Barcelona every game, through in, throughout, do you think Messi could have won so many titles without the teams that were conformed around him? Or do you think, regardless, he would have been dominant? Regardless of any team he played for, he would have been dominant. And that's just, this isn't the diss. This is just to actually have a conversation and to really see what the thoughts on people are. Just because, like I said, I always see this, one player dominance in the media, and I definitely feel that it's overshadowed by the teams that they're playing for. So nothing to take away from Messi. He's enjoying the good life now in Inter Miami, just playing, living in good weather, no issues. What a dream that really is. So congrats to him and congrats to his full career. And man, it was a blessing to see you play. And thank you for all the great games and great moments that you provided me at least. Your brilliance is undeniable, and yes, you had some great teams around you, but hey, that all worked for us to see some of the best football we've ever seen. So I will never complain on that regard. Now, of course, now that he's playing in the MLS, I'm not really watching those games. Not really a big fan of the MLS. Probably can call me a hypocrite because I'm an American, but that league still for me watching is boring. But hey, still great to see him out there, still playing, and I hope he has many more years to play. But who do you think is next in line? Do we think Yamal is next in line? Not to take his boots, but to just show us the beautiful game we love. What are some other young players coming up that you are interested in watching? I like Collier as well, who plays for Manchester United. If he can continue playing that style and grow from there. So yeah, we have a few players that excited to watch, but the game is definitely changing. It's definitely going to more of a team-based play, especially as far as the youth. It's not necessarily about the individual skill to some degree, or they're sifting those players out sometimes. So you're still seeing them sprout through. And if you're young coming up, man, try to stay true. Just try to be yourself at all times. And, just because one coach doesn't like you doesn't mean the next coach won't love you. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely have to keep the beautiful game that we love to watch alive as these corporate giants try to destroy it and keep it so square and so boxy. Hard to explain. But if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. This is Football Focus. We talk about sports, analysis, anything soccer. We try to touch on it and give you a perspective. If you like this type of content, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And until the next video, later, later, later.
Messi is a part. So he's a guy who scores 60 goals every season since the last 8, 9, 10 years. So he's a guy not just of that, it's just the way he plays football. In the past, I hear many times, that guy is like Messi, that guy is like Messi, that guy is like Messi. It's not possible. The best is for just one. The best is Messi.